Welcome to my channel. This is the first video for the playlist for the Grade 2 ABRSM Music Theory Workbook. So here we have them. I will record it slightly different from how I recorded for Grade 1, and I hope you enjoy it. Let's go. Our first chapter from the Grade 2 book is about pitch. Okay. And today we're going to talk about ledger lines. We briefly talked about ledger lines in grade 1 when we talked about middle C. Middle C is placed on a ledger line. But what is a ledger line? Ledger lines are extra lines on the stave. Because if you look at the piano, we have, for example, the piano, we have 88 keys, but 88 notes, they don't fit in one clef, and then not even in the two clefs, in the treble and the bass clef. So we need extra lines called ledger lines to fit in all the notes. So for example, treble clef, so we have D and the note C on a ledger line. If I want to write B, I can. It's just below the first ledger line we have here for middle C. And then if I add an extra ledger line, I have A. And I can even write another note below the second ledger line. So I have G. And the other way around is also true. I can have here the note G and the note A, B, C, and so on. I can do the same on the bass clef as well. So for example, let's see, I have some space here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, our stave, bass clef. Okay, if I have middle C, I have D, I have E. Here I have F, I have E, I have D. Okay, quite simple. Let's go to our exercises now. Please open your workbook on page 1. Exercise 1, write the name of each note in the boxes. Remember to check the clefs carefully. Always look at the clef, bass clef. Actually, pause the video, answer all the questions, and then come back to the video, please. So let's go. B, bass clef, E, treble clef, B, bass clef, D, treble clef, G, bass clef, F, treble clef, C, bass clef, C, treble clef, A, bass clef, D, treble clef, also D, and bass clef, E. Now, exercise 2. Write the words spelled by the notes in these examples. First one, you have cap. Okay. Letter B. We have B, and then A, and then G. Back. Now pause the video, answer C, D, E, and F, and then come back to the video, please. C, we have F, A, D, E, fade. D, we have C, A, G, E, cage. E, we have B, E, A, D, beat. Treble clef, we have B, A, D, G, E, badge. Very good. Exercise number 3. Tick the correct clef needed to make each of these named notes. Now it's the other way around. You have to identify the clef. So for this first note to be E, should we place a treble bass clef on the stave? Middle C would be on the first line on the bass clef, C, D, E. So bass clef. Now pause the video, answer all the questions, then come back to the video, please. Here we go. F sharp, bass clef, G, treble clef, D, treble clef, C, treble clef, A, treble clef, D, bass clef, B flat, bass clef. Well done.